Peace for Ukraine or Urain.
Non-vegan? War? Oh, no sweat. They only just make our world more and more dangerous to live in. So even the moon runs away, the earth stops spinning, the sun is broken almost into pieces with some giant holes, one ripped in its middle 20 times bigger than our planet. What's the problem? Oh, it just might fall to earth. Why? The answer might come too late for you. And or for all of us.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
番組は多言語放送です。放送予定は suprememastertv.com/schedule。
Through the fixing of its spelling, my language is delivered, my difficulties done with. I'm freed from every hindrance. Settling the orthographies, our economy's foundation. It defends against all defects in the oneness of our nation. It underwrites and it defines.
Somalia, land of poets and storytellers. Continue watching to find out more.
When I stopped eating meat, I immediately felt better, lighter. Many people have told me the same. Dame Jane Goodall, DBE, PhD, vegan.
Joyful viewers, to exchange a light-hearted greeting with a Somali citizen, you can say Iskavaran, meaning what's the news in the Somali language. I'm Zainab. The high-minded Somalians thank you for helping to ensure a viable future for all through your transition to the climate-cooling vegan lifestyle. May your loving actions inspire others to do the same through Allah's mercy. Welcome to our program, Somalia, Land of Poets and Storytellers. Located in the Horn of Africa, Somalia is the easternmost country on the continent and has its longest coastline, with more than 3,000 kilometers of sandy beaches along the Gulf of Aden and the Indian Ocean. While Somali and Arabic are the country's official languages, English is also widely taught and spoken throughout the nation. The majority of its population believe in Islam. The remains of Somalia's early mosques date back to the 7th century AD. It's believed that during the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad, vegetarian, peace be upon him, in a period called the First Hijrah, followers and family members of the Prophet migrated to an area in modern-day Ethiopia, then known as the Kingdom of Aksum or Abyssinia. During this journey, one of the first mosques, called the Masjid Qiblatain, was built in the Somalian port city of Zaila. Travelers today can still see some of the mosque's distinctive features, including an arch, 2 square windows, columns with rosettes, and a bent minaret. It's believed that Somalia was once part of a prosperous region, a central trade point between Egypt and the other global civilizations of the time. Ancient inscriptions from around 2500 BC, left behind by the Egyptian Empire, tell the tale of a mythological region called the Land of Pond or Land of the Gods, which was rich in resources such as gold, malachite, exotic spices, frankincense, and myrrh. The Roman Empire called the area Cape Aromatica, Cape Spice, and Regio Cinemaphore, Land of Cinnamon. Archaeologists have verified that this majestic region was most likely located on the Horn of Africa's east coast and included modern-day Somalia and its neighboring countries. Poetry and story narration are among Somalia's rich cultural traditions passed down from generation to generation. Somali did not become a written language until the 20th century. In previous centuries, history, philosophy, politics, and all other matters of importance were passed down orally through poetry and stories. Somali folk poetry has more than 30 genres with distinctive rhythmic patterns. At the beginning of a poetry recital, the performer will tell the audience what genre they will perform through the tune they sing. One of Somalia's most gifted poets and scholars is Mohammed Ibrahim Warsame. He is known as Hadrawi, which means master or father of speech. A prolific writer, Hadrawi composed over 200 epic poems and 70 lyric songs in his lifetime, many of which were set to music and widely popular among the Somalians. In December 2012, Hadrawi received the prestigious Prince Claus Fund Award with the following comment: Hadrawi is honored for creating profound and beautiful poems that enrich and expand the centuries-old oral poetry tradition that is central to contemporary Somali culture and identity, for sustaining shared historical awareness and inclusive discourse in divisive times, for his lifelong commitment to community development and social justice, and for building bridges, providing inspiration, and promoting peace through poetry. The beloved poet passed away in August 2022. Next, we'll share with you an excerpt from Settling the Somali Language, written by Hadrawi, commemorating the adoption of an official script for Somali in 1972.
Through the fixing of its spelling, my language is delivered, my difficulties done with. I'm freed from every hindrance. Settling the orthographies, our economy's foundation. It defends against all defects in the oneness of our nation. It underwrites, and it defines. I must be devoted to Somali, develop through Somali, create within Somali. I must be rid of poverty and give myself for my own mother tongue. Only a single night divides old yesterday's despair from today's delighted laughter. You people gathered here, how close you've grown together. You face in one direction. Do you hear deliverance call? Have you divined its meaning? Does it taste good in the mouth? I must be devoted to Somali, develop through Somali, create within Somali. I must be rid of poverty and give myself for my own mother tongue.
Our world is in peril. Rescue it with vegan.
Thoughtful viewers, let's pause for a moment now to hear a brief message. We'll return shortly. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program, Somalia, Land of Poets and Storytellers. In 2021, with support from the United Nations Development Programme, or UNDP, an important cultural initiative was born. Hoyga Mansada Somaliyet, or the home of Somali poetry. This platform has been a tool for peace and unites Somalis through their shared literary culture. The website hosts the Somali Poetry Archive, which is a collection of classics and new works from emerging poets. It also features other resources such as poetry-related articles, interviews with poets, and live performances. In addition, Somalis have a chance to share their voices by submitting their work for the annual Somali Poetry Awards. There are categories recognizing women and youth to ensure inclusivity and provide opportunities for minority groups. Women artists are increasingly recognized for their incredible talent and contribution to Somali culture. For instance, Miss Najum Hashi followed her childhood passion and became a painter. Not only does painting bring her relief and peace, but also provides an outlet for advocating social justice. Dr. Uba Christina Ali Farah, an award-winning writer, tells the stories of those, especially women who have suffered from domestic conflict in Somalia. She says, "My main questions were what happens when everything you are born into has been destroyed? What do you do to root yourself again? What do you do to survive?" Miss Rauda Mohammed is a famous street styling model who emphasizes modest dressing. She is an online influencer and blogger who advocates for Muslim women's rights. Currently residing in Norway, Miss Rauda Mohammed has earned a place in the fashion world. She was selected to be the fashion editor of Vogue Scandinavia in 2021. Let's now take a look at the fashions of Somalia. Traditional Somali clothing is still worn in rural areas and for special occasions. Men wear the makawis, a sarong-like garment worn around the waist, and a colorful turban or a kufiya, cotton prayer cap, on their heads. Due to the country's close ties with Islam, men also wear kamis, a long white garment customary in the Muslim world. In their daily lives, women in Somalia wear a guntino, a long piece of cloth tied over the shoulder and wrapped around the waist. Women wear this garment in different styles and fabrics. For weddings and religious ceremonies, a brightly colored and patterned dirak is worn. Married women also wear a scarf called a shash on their heads. Gold and jewelry are brought out for special occasions. Are you ready to put on your dancing shoes and learn about some of the coolest music and dances from Somalia? Among the most famous instruments used in Somalian music are the kaban and the shariro, which are played against backdrops of beautiful choruses, metal and wooden clappers, shunufs, also known as ankle rattles, and small drums. Somali folk music and dance are performed during religious and social festivals and ceremonies. The Sufi-influenced singing in Somalia from the Sufi Islamic tradition displays singers romantically declaring their love for God and the beloved Prophet Muhammad, vegetarian, peace be upon him, backed by rhythmic clapping and drums, both of which accompany most of the traditional folklore genres. Danto is one of Somalia's most famous traditional folk dances and mimics the movements of camel people. The gentle flowing movements of Danto are often performed by large groups at most Somali festivals and can be enjoyed by Somalis of all ages. Another dance that has been performed for hundreds of years in Somalia is called Sayli'i. Performers begin by chanting, then slowly come alive through clapping and jumping, and finally escalate into dramatic rhythmic steps and spins.
Vegan, cause animal people are loved by all the heavens.
Elated viewers, we hope you've enjoyed Somalia's vibrant culture and art during our show Somalia, Land of Poets and Storytellers. Up next is Near-Death Experiences, Exploring Heavens and the Afterlife, Part 6 of a multi-part series right after Noteworthy News. May our planet's beautiful cultures and people continue to flourish in harmony as we create a bright future together in celestial goodwill.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. Hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/CTAW.